ICP was recently ranked in a chart, and I think it showcased something pretty cool, at least statistically speaking, even though I'll talk about the price of ICP after this. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, I'll talk about this real quick, then I'll talk about the charts later. But here's the thing. When it comes to something called ChainSpect, they ranked blockchains by their average block time in February of 2026. And guess who had, right, I guess, a faster ranking than something like Solana, Arbitrum, Sui, and as well as Aptos? You guessed it, probably. It's ICP, because of course this is an ICP video. Now ICP, it didn't actually rank even top 10, but still it's pretty cool. Keep in mind, ICP was supposedly faster in this chart than something like the BNB chain in that specific category in the month of February. Now ICP still lost to something like, for instance, Base, which is Coinbase's layer 2. It lost to Chronos, lost to Near, it lost to Optimism, Polygon. I mean, it lost to a bunch, right? But, you know, at least it's supposedly faster, again, than the BNB chain, Solana, Arbitrum, Sui, and as well as Aptos within this specific chart, within this specific timeline, and within this specific date of February 2026. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool nonetheless. Now, ICP, slight recovery, right? Along with a bunch of other projects, we've seen slight recovery, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's not the best, but it's still not bad. Actually, ICP is still below $3, but, you know, I'm not going to complain if I see a slight recovery. Will this prolong? I mean, we'll wait and see. But, however, anyways, I mean, ICP is still around 39 times lower than $100, in which case, I still think it's pretty low in the grand scheme of things. Anything below $3, I'm actually very happy at that point to dollar cost average, whatever point that may be, because ICP not too long ago was around $18, by the way, right? So even if we assume $3, which we're not at as of right now, we're still below $3, but I'm saying, even at $3, that's around 6 times lower than where ICP was not that long ago. Around 6 times lower, even at $3. Let alone at $2, in which case we would be around 9 times lower than that, right? $18. Even if we ignore the hypothetical idea of $100 when it comes to ICP, which that would of course need to have an altcoin season happen to ever see that. But I'm saying, if let's say we just take a look back at ICP not that long ago, again, at around $18, ICP has showcased that it was able to do that without an altcoin season. Because does anyone think that we saw an altcoin season when ICP was at around $18? I don't think that was an altcoin season, because let's just take a look at the charts, for instance, right? When ICP was at around $18, it was actually almost $19, but I'm going to use $18 for simplicity's sake, right? That was in April of 2024. So it's almost 2 years ago at this point. However, does anyone think that April of 2024 was an altcoin season? I don't. So ICP has already showcased that it can maybe do that without an altcoin season. Now, if let's say we want to use like a, I guess, earlier example from right now, not like that long ago, right? Let's take a look at in November of 2025. So it's not even that long ago. ICP back in November was actually almost at $8. Again, almost at $8. Let's just say we assume $8 for simplicity's sake, right? We're over 3 times lower than that as of right now. That's the thing. We're over 3 times lower than that. Bitcoin is not over 3 times lower than its all-time high. This is just my mindset. Not to mention, if we take a look at it, even back in December of 2024, ICP was almost at $15. Again, we're around $2.50 as of right now. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, really, if ICP could just even go back to around $15, let's just say we forget about $18, let's just say around $15, from where ICP is as of right now to $15, again, around 7 times lower than that, basically, we are as of right now, right? I mean, that's going to sizzler time right there. You know, that's the way to take a look at it. Time to go to Marie Callender's. That's my mindset. It's a pretty underrated restaurant, I think. Time to go to Red Lobster. Time to celebrate at that point. Maybe for me. We'll wait and see, but Again, we're below $3 as of right now, right? $15. I mean, wow. That's just my mindset. If it could ever even do that. But we just saw that literally like back in December of 2024. But ultimately, only time will tell. But ICP is just so low, right? I mean, it's like, okay, we saw ICP reach a new all-time low not that long ago, which sounds a little bit embarrassing, but actually, if my intent is the dollar cost average, I don't think it's that embarrassing for accumulation purposes, personally for me, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I'm just saying. So when it comes to the internet computer overall, I don't think it's a bad project quite necessarily because a lot of people like to tell me that. I think sometimes people mistake the charts with how the project is doing fundamentally, but I don't think that is always necessarily the case in every single instance. Because if I take a look at it, Caffeine AI, self-writing apps platform, I think that Dfinity did a pretty awesome job when it comes to that. We take a look at the aspects of decentralized AI when it comes to ICP. Furthermore, we take a look at also Chain Fusion, take a look at the Solana and ICP integration. So it's not like it's so bad, I feel like. But you know what? If I still like the fundamentals and yet hypothetically the charts are, relatively speaking, kind of low, yeah, I'm not going to complain for dollar cost averaging reasons. This is just my mindset though. However, people like to tell me that, oh, people are not going to care about the internet computer. Well, think about this. ICP is a top 50 project actually as of right now in the world in this space in terms of market cap. It's actually ranked 48th in the world. The market cap is over $1 billion. Like, I mean, it's not such a forgotten about project, right? I think really anything in the top 50 pretty much, I just have a hard time seeing it be forgotten about if let's say there's a hypothetical altcoin season because usually these projects, they're very established, they already have a good following. Sure, the market's having a pullback. However, ICP is having a pullback alongside with a bunch of other projects. It's not only just that. So even with a pullback, it's still top 50. If it can maintain that ranking or that standing, I would say, heading into a hypothetical altcoin season, what more can I complain about, right? I mean, I'm not going to complain. But I'm just saying, if some people are telling me that like a 625 ranked project or whatever is going to make it, why won't something that's top 50 make it, right? Top 50, of course, is going to have a higher market cap than that. It's probably going to have a bigger following, at least it's going to have more notoriety, right? And also, here's the thing. People sometimes like to tell me, oh, why believe in ICP? They say, oh, take a look at Luna Classic. Like, seriously? Luna Classic? I mean, okay, I get it. Luna Classic has a lower market cap than ICP. ICP is over $1 billion. Luna Classic is around 200 million. But here's the thing. Seriously, Luna Classic? A lot of people treat it like a meme, but it's like even a watered down version of a meme because Luna Classic, we saw the historical baggage there. We haven't seen that when it comes to like some memes out there, right? So again, I get it. ICP has a way bigger market cap, like over $1 billion more than something like Luna Classic, but still, if someone asked me Luna Classic or this, I don't know why I would ever choose Luna Classic. No way. I wouldn't do that over this. Like, why? It just, I don't get it, right? So when people tell me, oh, why not Luna Classic? Well, why would I choose that? There's ICP. Sure, it has a bigger market cap, but still, it has the fundamentals, in my opinion, which I don't arguably really see that much when it comes to Luna Classic. So at the end of the day, I mean, I'm still a fan when it comes to ICP. I haven't given up. But nonetheless, if we ignore $15, $18, ICP at $100 at that point, the market cap, considering the current circulating supply of ICP, would be around 55 billion. Yeah, still around 30 billion less than Dogecoin's market cap at one point back in 2021. So at the end of the day, I just haven't given up when it comes to ICP. I'm still waiting, still staying patient, but that's all I could really do. But beyond that, can't really do anything else. But I'm going to stay patient, just dollar cost average in case. But I'm just doing it once a month again. Not telling anyone to do anything. This is just my personal outlook. However, I'll be sure to make more updated videos when it comes to the internet computer. So hopefully I'll stay tuned for that. And hopefully I'll see y'all on the next one. It's Willie the Captain again. I'm out. Peace. Bye.